we doing?
The day has finally come.
What is the day?
It's goat day.
Goat day.
We're finally getting some goats.
So we are off to get the goats this morning, getting 5 young females, Boer Goats, which are meat goats, but we're not getting them necessarily for meat. We're getting them to eat some grass. So we've got a paddock that is on the right hand side of the house. It's quite steep. We've finally finished fencing it all. I'm getting sick of slashing it. I mean, I've only slashed it once, but up the top anyway. It's pretty scary. So now we get the goats to hopefully just keep the grass and the weeds under control there. And it's a bit of an experiment. It says after that paddock, after we see how they go in that paddock, then we've got some other areas which are also really steep, impossible to get the tractor into. If we manage to keep the goats alive, then the next stage will be that they'll go across and eat the grass and hopefully trample down some of the lantana and that sort of stuff to keep everything under control. So finally get some grass eating livestock on the property, and then we'll go and get another couple of pigs as well in the next week or so, because Pigtown's empty and our freezer's starting to get a bit low. And we really enjoyed having the pigs. They were good fun. So hopefully the goats will also be good fun and easy to look after.
So we thought the easiest way is we push them through. She's obviously out. I don't know if they've been with Louis for a little bit, so they should be pregnant. The girls.
Probably just the first ones that come through. They're just goats.
You can do it. Go.
One. It's alright, Liz. It's alright.
Go, everybody go. What's going on, Liz?
That's way too much for you, at me.
Okay.
As I go, you're up.
Start eating. Good girl, Lizzie. It's alright, girls. Just taking a slow walk. A mongrel of a paddock to walk around this one. Good girl, Liz. Okay, we had a walk through the paddock from around there all the way to the other end, and the girls didn't follow us the whole way and we couldn't push them around. We were just trying to introduce Lizzie but also show them where the water is, so they sort of got halfway. They're just there. The previous owners told us that the goats slept out in the paddock, which is fine, but goats don't like wet weather, so we are building a little shelter for them. There's going to be some rain coming in the next few days, and we want to be able to give them the option of getting under some shelter when they need it. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're just going to pop in some star pickets and some tin, just a very basic structure, just in case we do need to move it. We don't want anything too permanent there, so just something nice and easy. We have a roof and a backside. We're working on a very steep hill. Alright, at least they've got something to sleep in tonight. We've just got to go and grab the bedding. Tomorrow we'll cut a few bits of the metal off, the star pickets. But yeah, they've got somewhere out of the cold. And goats are way over there at the front gate. Haven't really come up here yet, but just have to let them discover it later. It's time to clean out the nesting boxes. Over the last few months we've had a few broody chickens. I've just noticed lately there's one that's been getting picked on a bit, and I think she's been sitting in the nesting box as a little safe haven, but because she's doing that, there's a lot of poo in it. Too much. So I'm going to empty them all out. They're not too bad. That one's bad. Nice and cosy for them.
Yeah. Place that's clean again. Smells nice.
Yeah. Cedar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get nice clean eggs. It's been nearly 24 hours and there they are. Survived their first night. I think they were still up here in this corner. This is where the trailer was that backed them in. Literally they've only been across there, and then when you come out they just stand and stare at you. Oh, this paddock, 5 or 6 acres. They haven't really explored it, and their little shelter is up there, which I'm guessing last night they didn't go into it. The previous owners didn't feed them, just whatever they find in the paddock, which is fine. There's plenty of food here for them, but I do want to have them not scared of us. So we bought some pellets yesterday, some bribery, and hopefully we'll be able to use that, feed them a little bit, and get them used to us. That's the plan. We'll see how we go. We end up having to put a bucket of water there because the water that we've got is right over near the shelter, and they just haven't been over to that side of the paddock. So I put one down there as well overnight because we'd sort of got them here around midday or 11 o'clock yesterday, and hadn't seen them drink. Hopefully we'll get them moving into the paddock a little bit more. Goat bribery we've got. in the shape of pony pellets.
If they ever come anywhere near us.
She was curious, looked at the goat before. Oh, they've moved, babe.
What?
They've moved. They're down the hill.
Decided
They've
to
moved
move.
from up that top corner
Oh, they're actually eating.
down the hill.
And they're eating.
So that's a good sign. They're behind
Heading
that
in the right
tree, but they're,
direction anyway. If you hang the food on the fence there, they may find it.
yeah. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. At least they're moving down the paddock. It's an indication they're not as stressed as they were yesterday. They're moving down. That's good. What are you doing? What are you doing? We had a bit of rain last night. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, the goats have been in their shelter. That's good news. Obviously they're out now because the sun's up and it's not raining, otherwise I wouldn't be standing up here. But they found it. Hey goaties!